Dr. Drew.
It's too good.
Yeah, off the air. Tyroo really laying down the law. What a man needs to be.
Midday Live, Dr. Mike Catherwood.
You can't just be a belt holder in the UFC. She needs more than that. She needs a brain.
Well, she went on to say how they are belt holders because of their strategic approach.
It's very true. Hey, you know what? Luke Rockhold and Dominick Cruz, by the way, join us. You had a very interesting back and forth with your opponent, Chris Weidman, about how he really can't dedicate himself to be a champion the way that you can because he's a family man. And I think a lot of people dance around that, because there's the idea that you're supposed to be like this family man in this country, like it's an ideal. But what you said is very true, I think. If you're going to...
I stand by my statement, and it's less about him, it's more about me.
Yeah.
It's about me. I've made the sacrifices to do what I want to do and be where I want to be and to reach that potential that I foresee for myself.
Yeah.
So I cater my life to achieve what I want. I couldn't even imagine having a girlfriend in this sport. I travel so much, and there's so many temptations and so many things on the road. And in training camp, I have to be so selfish, and it consumes my life. And
even just the hours that you guys aren't training, you got to be so fatigued.
Yeah.
Like even hot chicks doesn't sound appealing. I mean, all kidding aside, I mean, you're just so fatigued when you're not in the gym. It's got to be unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, we're doing 2 practices a day, and by the time you work out in the morning, 10 to noon, and then you rest, trying to get water, and you got to put 6 pounds of water back in your system, go back at night, lose another 6 pounds of water, put it back on, put the food back in your body. By the time you get done with that, you just pretty much want to lay on the couch and be comatose. So it's hard. It's a lot of sacrifice, not a lot of time for a whole lot other than yourself and the things you got to do to win. And it just depends on who you are. Some people say they can do it. I kind of understand what Luke's saying personally, but I'm not going to argue with Weidman and say he can't do it or somebody who's got a family can't do it.
Sure.
But I'll say that I'm glad that I'm a single guy too, and I've had to make it that way on purpose so that I could be the best in the world because it's hard to juggle a relationship. A lot of females have a hard time understanding how important showing up to practice and having it number one in what you do, because the guy you're fighting doesn't care if you got a family or what you're doing. They're just there to kill you.
Right.
And no matter what you're dealing with before the fight, it's going to bite you in the butt on that night if you're not prepared.
And as a family man, I'll tell you, your kids don't care if you have a guy on June 4th that's going to try to knock your head off. They don't care. They just need dad.
They still want to go to baseball practice, right? And you got to take them. So, I mean, I can go home and rest while he has to drag his kid to practice. And, he's not going to get the same benefit as me. He's not going to be able to build upon day after day to get to that fight. You can't, and I've seen that, and I don't want to do that. I want to be there for my kid when I have him, and I can't. It wouldn't work at this point.
I also have a thought, in my personal opinion, that there's a soft side of you that a woman brings out. There's no way around it. I mean, that's what women do to men. They bring a softer side of us. They allow us to get in touch with our emotions or whatnot.
They oftentimes bring a hard part out of us too.
There you go. Sometimes they'll drive you crazy and make you want to kill somebody, but it could work either way. But it's hard to stay focused sometimes. So
I can see that. No, I totally could. I mean, especially when you kind of got to devote yourself to a mindset that isn't natural. To be a professional prize fighter and to be a champion at that, you have to spend a lot of your day getting into a mindset that probably isn't instinctively natural to a human being.
I try to keep myself in the most primal state of mind, before I go into a fight, because that's what it really is. We're going back 10,000 years basically, and to when they used to just show up in a coliseum and fight each other. We're literally remaking that in 2016. What was their mindset when they were going into that as gladiators, for lack of a better term? When they would go in there, are they going to bring their wife with them to the fight when their heads could possibly be cut off?
Emperor's too busy raping the wife while he prepares to watch you battle with a tiger or something.
That's the way I view it. I view it like I'm not going to have my wife there when I do that. I'm going to go in there and kill this guy, and there's not going to be any soft side beforehand.
You fight it.
We take him to the brink of death. We don't actually kill him. We just take him to the brink and be like, haha, see?
Pretty much.
You fight at 135. What do you walk around at?
About 160.
Okay, see, I was guessing 150. So
how about these injuries?
Oh, yeah. Drew is very fascinated because I told him that you have sustained not one, but 2 injuries that a lot of athletes would consider career-ending. And not only have you come back from them, but you come back to maintain and keep your belt.
What were they? What were the injuries?
What were the injuries for Drew?
Well, actually, I blew out my left knee the second time, then blew out my right knee and blew out my quad. So I had all those. I actually had 3 ACL reconstructions and a quad reconstruction.
And,
that's pretty unheard of for a 31-year-old guy.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it has to do with, Just the way I train. I really believe that. I train very, very hard, and that's why I've won. I'm more about quality over quantity, so I try to go out there and give everything I have. My camps are vicious.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people would die out in my camps if they did what I did.
At AKA, Luke, a lot of guys, a lot of champion caliber fighters get hurt a lot. How have you maintained your health so well, while guys like DC and Kane are constantly succumbing to injuries?
I think so. Well, DC he's never pulled out of a fight. I think this is the first fight he's pulled out of. So people want to talk because obviously we have such a high profile team that's like if one guy gets injured and then another guy's injured, everyone keeps tying it back to our team, and then it just makes us look bad. Which is the fact is we just are the best team. We're one of the best teams in the world, and we have so many top guys that
it's hard to argue.
There's going to be a lot
of
focus, But yeah, it's a high level of competition in the gym, and people can get hurt, in training, and it happens. But I think for me, it's diet, nutrition, body mechanics. It's understanding how to properly hydrate and prepare your body. Some of us, a lot of the fighters don't understand that, and they go in and DC has his Red Bulls and eats like crap, outside, and then sometimes it wears on them, and people don't have the best understanding. I've really kind of wanted to be more of a professional and understand what it's going to make it perform.
What kind of weird, gnarly parents do you have? Because isn't your brother a big wave surfer?
Yeah.
Wow.
My brother's a professional surfer. My dad played professional basketball.
Wow.
We all kind of chose our own route. My sister's a forensic scientist. She's she's pretty crazy. Yeah, in her own respect.
You grew up surfing?
I did. Grew up surfing, skateboarding, and that's what that's how I got my skate stance. I'm actually right-handed, but I fight southpaw because of the way I grew up surfing and skating. My balance points are different.
One last quick question: the only lifelong surfer myself, actually not lifelong, but I've surfed a lot, and I've only been in 2 locals only fights. One in Malibu from a soccer dad who was a dick, and the other one was in Santa Cruz. And I'm thinking,
where at? What spot?
Oh God, I forgot. This
East
was
side or the west side?
No, this was the east side.
Oh yeah,
and
by the hook.
And I'm thinking to myself, was there ever a time before you were well known, Luke Rockhold, where guys tried to fist fight you at surf spots and you had to break them off proper?
I might have had a couple scuffles out in the water. It's not a good place to get in a fight, no doubt. But I've definitely held down the east side of town back in the day. A couple scuffles. People had no respect out there. There's a little bit of an etiquette. And
there's a weird no respect thing people get into surfing thinking that you're going to be around a lot of chill people who are into the earth, and you actually end up being around a lot of people who want to fight you
into the earth.
Yeah.
There's only so many waves. There's only so many good waves, and it's people who get real passionate about it want to get that one wave. So,
do we have any more breaks with these guys, or do we have to say goodbye?
No, we got to get Pauline in here. Yeah.
All right, Dominick Cruz, Luke Rockhold, I'm a big fan of both of you. I wish you nothing but the best of luck on June 4th. I really appreciate you guys coming in here.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Pleasure
to meet you
traffic
guys.
and your schedule was not easy, but we really appreciate it. I wish you both the best of luck.
Appreciate it.
June 4th at the Forum. Go get your tickets on
I will
sale
be there.
today.
Yeah, here.
do it.
Listen, if you're listening locally, there's no better athletic event to see than a UFC show, especially
The
at the
Forum will be
Forum.
awesome.
Yeah,
Is
it's
that
gonna be
normally
awesome.
where they do them?
No, it's Staples. Usually.
This is our
awesome.
first event at the Forum. We just
Awesome.
saw it. They just refurbished it. The place
it's perfect.
Looks like it's built for fighting.
I was going to say, you're right on top of it. Yeah,
it's going to be awesome.
Yeah.
And that's June 4th at what was formerly the Great Western Forum here in Inglewood, California. Luke Rockhold, Dominick Cruz, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Thank you.